Hey friends, I'm here with a short video about something that I'm pretty excited about. There's plenty of people I'm sure that already knew this, know all about it, but I didn't. I didn't know how these things were made, so let me get into it. Here is Somber Dirge. Some of you may recognize this character. I played them a lot on Saturdays with my Saturday group for a long time, until I switched to playing my enchanter, okay? So let's go over here and see what armor I'm still wearing. You could see it's Lucid Dream Hunter Greaves, right? Because why am I still wearing this? It's required level 90 and I'm 98. I should probably be wearing something a little better, right? Well, it's because of the effects like Ferocity and Wind Resonance 26. And as a bard, you want your focus effect for your instruments, right? You want wind resonance and all that good stuff that you would get from Defiant armor, but you know, as at 98 or even 90, Defiant armor is worthless, right? You go and you get your House of Thule tier 3 armor or tier 4, right? And that's what this is. But it's kind of obsolete now because 208 AC and 1600 hit points, it's not enough. And that's even with an aug in it, all right? You could go this route, like cultural, right? Cultural armor, where you have glorious weldstone. This is, of course, also a little bit obsolete for me now, as it's for 91 to 95. Again, reiterating, this character is 98. And you do see, though, that the AC is better by quite a bit. And we do have 2,000 hit points. Now, that is with an aug as well. That could be taken out and put somewhere else, right? I'm here to show you this. So I made myself a new set of armor. And this has the Transcendent Aug, which is for level 96 to 100. It's got, you know, the chest plate is 96 to 100. So we'll replace this and we'll see what our stats are. Let's do /note, enter. And let's just erase this. I don't remember what that was for, but it's no longer needed, right? So my current hit points is at 69, 678, and that's my HP. And then we'll do the AC, which is at 1963, and that's all I'm gonna worry about for now. Just those stats. So we're gonna replace these, everything I'm wearing. Of course, you know, you're gonna be like, oh, but you're gonna lose your like singing resonance of 26 and stuff like that. But hang on, stick with me on this, because you already know something's up, because I've already shown cultural armor and stuff like that. So yeah, we're switching from glorious to the regal, right? Yeah, and even that boreal armor wasn't as good as this stuff that I have. Although that bracelet of the deep sea isn't bad, man. It's actually a little bit better than what I just put on. So I might keep that. We'll see. Let's switch it out for now. Let's just switch everything out for now. Let's see if I've improved much. So we had 69,678 hit points. I'm now at 70,000. So that's pretty good. You know, I've got at least another 1,000 hit points. My AC was at 1963. It's now at 1964. So that's really, really unusual. I must be at my cap on AC. Because just for one example, let's look at one of the pieces of armor. Pretty sure the chest has a substantial difference Okay, well, the breastplate, that's because of these augs. So we're going to have to take these augs out and put it in the new armor. But before we do that, let's get to the other point. What about the focuses, right? What about all the focus effects? We're gonna save this for now. The note thing. Well, I finally, for the first time ever, managed to craft the seals. And these are not even the good ones. There's better seals that actually have stats in it. This is my first time making these, so I don't have all the dropped components to make the fancy ones, the raid ones, if you will. These are the soloist ones, but they do give you effects, which is nice. So it's not going to raise up all my stats a bunch, but they're still very, very nice. So let's try to find the, where's the good chest one? I made 2 for the chest. I'm only going to use one of them, of course. So that's a wrist one. That's a head one. Hands. Chest. I think this is the good chest one. Yeah, see, this has ferocity. Fills, ferocity 9, I believe. Fills your arms with speed, increasing the chance of performing double and triple attack. So that's nice. And reduces the cast time of detrimental spells by 18%. So that's also nice, especially if I'm doing a slows or any detrimental spells on mobs. Now I gotta remember where the hell that was. Okay, I think that's actually the crappy one. Yeah. So this is the good one right here. So that's what we're gonna be putting in our chest armor. And let's take another quick look here. I want to show you. So this is for 96 to 100. It even says this augment can only be used in regal cultural armor. So these are very, very specific. Unfortunately, you can't take it out and put it in something later. So we're going to right click here and see, there we go. We can drop it in there. So now my armor has some focus effects in it. And then I can also take out the aug in my old chest and put it in there. So I'm gonna take this and put this down here, because to make sure I don't get it confused with anything else. We're not going to be using that. Over here we have one for hands, and this has percussion resonance 30. And my old one, I think it was in the gloves as well. Percussion resonance 26. So it's giving me improved percussion resonance, man. Which is really, really nice. This is one of the things I'm excited about. So now, and not only that, but I'm increasing my purity. So if I got a power source, that would help more. I'm not great with power sources. I'm still learning about that. So if you want to tell me where to find more information, feel free, man. Feel free to tell me in the comments when it comes to power sources. So this is one for wrist, and this is a focus effect for disease, which everybody knows, you know, bards. We can do disease and poison dots and fire dots and stuff like that on mobs. So I thought one of them would be for disease. I made another one that's for poison, because again, you could do poison. Here's the head one. It also gives you Faroon, because you noticed cultural doesn't give you that. It doesn't give you Faroon, man. How sad is that? But if you have this aug, you get it. And I also get the brass resonance. So let's open that up. Put that in there. So now my helmet, at least it gives me the Faroon buff, and it gives me my brass resonance. And again, there are augs here that are similar to these augs, where it can give you more hit points, armor class, and all that stuff. Some more heroic stats. And the problem with those is, and why I didn't craft that right away, you need a lot of dropped components that I just don't have. I don't have them. So that will be a project, I guess, eventually, that I'm going to try to work on for, at least for my higher level guys, you know? So here's one for the feet. I'll put that in there. I'm just really excited because I've never had slot 17 augs, guys, like ever. This is the first time, you know, mid of 2024, where I managed to have time or take the time to really look into it and be like, huh, okay, I have some of this stuff. I can craft this stuff. I have these skills. I needed to work on pottery, because these particular ones are made with pottery. So I did have to get my pottery up. Here's for the legs. So now my bard can wear cultural armor and have their instruments working at max capacity, you know. It's like, here we got the legs with wind resonance. We also got ferocity 9. Here's the other wrist one. Yep, there we go. And this one does poison. And, you know, I also use poison. I get poisons from my rogue that I use. So I'm hoping that will help increase poison damage from that, too. That'd be pretty cool. Here we go. We got cleave and string resonance. I don't know why the string is only 24. That makes me a little bit sad. I might try to look into it to see if there's one that does 30, because a lot of the other ones were 30. But still, I'm happy with just about anything. I didn't want to have to give it up to have decent stats, right? So there we go. I've got my armor, my cultural armor, with all these augs in there. I've got things like cleave. I've got ferocity. So we got that taken care of, but now we've got a bunch of augs that we might want to pull out of our old stuff. And I'm gonna summon my permutation peddler over here as soon as I find out where the button is. There it is. Alright, so that's XIII. So let's just put things where they were in the old armor. And I realize I maybe should go buy new augs, but it's going to be a little while before I can do that. So for now, I just want to get the augs that I actually had before and just reuse them. So there's another XIII. And I'm well aware that it means 13. I know what Roman numerals are, but do you? I'm joking. I'm confident that my viewers know what Roman numerals are. So there's actually some pieces of armor here where I did not have augs at all. That's actually very disappointing and a little bit disturbing, folks. I should be having augs in more of my stuff. That's why my stats are not nearly as good as they should be. Okay, so that's it for that. I got my augs out and I put them in the armor. So let's see, now we have 71,000 hit points compared to the 69 that we had. So my hit points went up a little bit. My AC was 1963. It is now 1985. So it has gone up more after getting the augs. That just inspires me more to go and get additional augs for the slots that I'm missing. So I'm really, really happy about that. And I feel like this armor is viable. More viable now than it was. It takes me one step closer. I know I should be questing armor, well aware, but you know what? This fills the slot. It fills the slot. It's better than what I had. And if you are not able to do all the quests, maybe you don't have a full group or this or that, I like trade skills. That's another reason why I like doing this kind of stuff. I have a decent amount of marks, so I can go and I can buy some more augs to fill these slots using marks. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff that doesn't have augs in it. So that is something I do need to work on, and I want to work on, because it's sad. It's a shame. This poor bard, their equipment is lacking, and especially was lacking. Now it's at least a step better. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. Again, there are better augs than that. There's better seals, is what they're called. It's see, legging seal. So there are better ones that actually have more stats on them. And those would be great for raid gear. And some of the drops, I'm not sure if the drops are dropped from just doing regular group content in certain zones, or if they are only dropped during raids. That is something I will need to find out. But I didn't realize that you could do the seals to at least get these focus effects without doing the raids, without having those drops. But you can. So this stuff was crafted mostly with, I mean, it uses some drop things like I think maybe dream dust and some stuff like that, but that's plentiful. You can get that stuff from doing your overseer, right? You can get crafting supplies doing overseer, and you can also buy a lot of that stuff in the bazaar. It's fairly abundant in the bazaar, or setting up a buyer and you're able to easily buy that stuff. But this was neat. I wanted to share. I'm excited. I want all my Uber characters now to be able to wear cultural and, you know, make these seals for them. They weren't easy. They weren't easy. I had to get Fez's pottery skill up to close to 350. I still don't have the final version of the pottery trophy. I have it at the level 6. There's 7 levels to it usually, similar to the smithing trophy here that my bard has. See, theirs is at 6 out of 7. So Fez's pottery trophy is also evolving level 6 out of 7. So I do get some benefit from that. And my skill is about 320 or 25 by now, something like that. So I made a bunch of ruby encrusted or star ruby encrusted steins to get up there. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you found it interesting and or helpful. Maybe you've got a character where their armor is lacking and you're getting close to level 100 and you want to upgrade to something a little bit better so they don't die quite so quickly. Because yes, having a squishy character is not fun when you're getting into the hundreds. Things get really difficult really quickly. If you liked this video and it helped you in any kind of way, leave a thumbs up. It would really help me get seen more in the algorithm. If you like what I do and you'd like to support me and support the channel, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Or better yet, you could join the channel as a channel member. If YouTube memberships are not your thing, check the links below this video for a link to the Patreon. Patreon patrons get similar perks like a link to join our private Discord. Our Discord is used for chatting live during our live streams and scheduling things and just finding groups and all that good stuff, because we're very active here on both Fezzelwhig and on Teak. You can also leave a super thanks on the video. A super thanks is like a little donation that says, "Hey Fez, thanks for the video. I found this helpful or informative." I'd like to thank all my current YouTube channel members and Patreon patrons for your continued support. And those of you who resubscribe as members to the channel month after month, you guys are awesome. You make my day. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate the support. And thanks everybody for watching. Have a great day and a wonderful tomorrow.